Well, you can hear that warning message. Tonight's storm sent Minnesota fairgoers running for cover for the second time this week. That was a look at police warning all of those fairgoers before intense wind and heavy rain rolled through. A phone alert also sent out to people's phones there on the fairgrounds. Our Courtney Godfrey was there when the storms hit, and she has a look at how people reacted and how quickly things returned to normal.
As you can see, the severe weather didn't scare off all fairgoers, as there are plenty of people still out here enjoying the soggy conditions. But it wasn't like this all day. It wasn't until about 4:30 when the rain came in quickly and with force. It was a mass move towards the exits when this alert came through, urging Minnesota State fairgoers to seek shelter.
After the other night, not sure we want to wait around.
As some said, they learned from storms earlier in the week that it wasn't worth staying.
It was just, pardon the description, a sweaty mess.
And you're not ready for a repeat of that?
No. I don't want that.
But when the storm hit, there were plenty of people who chose to stay, seeking shelter where they could as heavy rain moved in quickly. Police urging everyone to get inside before the storms eventually let up.
Didn't last long. It was quick, and we're out and enjoying back in the food.
We knew most people would be going inside. We also went inside, but we come back out, not nearly as busy, less lines, and shorter wait times.
So it was worth staying?
Most definitely.
Riding it out and embracing the soggy aftermath.
We knew it was going to rain, so I brought my little rain jacket, I brought his rain jacket, and we just kind of prepared for it.
Weather doesn't change my attitude. I'm a Minnesotan.
As fun was had, rain and shine.
It's always a good time at State Fair. How could it not be a good time at State Fair?
There are 6 designated storm shelters throughout the fairground, the grandstand being the biggest of them all. And tonight there, the show goes on as Motley Crue is the featured performer. At the Minnesota State Fair, Courtney Godfrey, Fox 9.
And I wish we could bring you a clip of that show. All right, about 30 minutes away from the State Fair in Champlin, strong winds uprooted massive trees like those that you see there. We spoke to a child who described the aftermath.
Most of the trees were knocked over. There was, our flagpole was bent in 3/3.
Wow.
It's still like that.
And efforts to clean up in Champlin are already underway, as you can imagine. Meantime, in Cottage Grove, heavy rain led to some flash flooding there. That's a look at drivers trying to make their way through deep water on 80th Street by Crestview Elementary. The city sent out a notice that the mayor has declared a state of emergency and that crews are still assessing the damage. The city will also get added help from Washington County Public Works to help remove debris tomorrow. Well, we want to head to St. Francis now. That is where our Mary McGuire is with another look at some of the storm damage.
No neighbors here in Oak Grove tell me that this storm was over just as quickly as it began, snapping trees and taking down power lines in the process.
I took my dog and went downstairs, and I really thought when I came up that my house was going to be gone.
But thankfully, Thursday afternoon storms sounded a lot worse than it was at Sue E. Dean's house in Oak Grove. That doesn't mean there isn't a lot of cleanup to do, though. She lost dozens of trees, including one that her parents gave her more than 30 years ago. The wind and rain made a mess of her garden and beehives, too.
It'll be okay. It's a mess, but it's not our house, and it's not my kids and my grandkids.
Just up the road, the powerful winds took down a power line, knocking out electricity to homes in the area for several hours. Reporting in Oak Grove, Mary McGuire, Fox 9.
And that was Mary McGuire reporting. Communities in greater Minnesota also cleaning up from this afternoon's storms. One of them is Pierz, where we had one of our town ball stops earlier this summer.
Next door, across the highway, the shed. Boyd's shed was demolished down by the lake. I live just on the lake road, and there's pontoons flipped over. Down the highway a little bit, there's a chicken barn that's, I think half of it's gone, it looks like. So, yeah, lots of damage. I know north of town, a few miles, there's also lots of damage.
That was Mike Poser, who will be busy cleaning up a lot of branches. He was working around 3:40 this afternoon when that tornado warning for the area went into effect. He was at his job at the bank, and he says everybody hustled to the basement, and he felt like the storm passed pretty quickly. Thanks for sticking with us here. We still have about 15 more minutes of news and weather, so we'll be right back.